This may be the most important video I've ever made. What I'm about to share with you, what I believe with all my heart, wasn't even on my radar like this just 2 short years ago. Waiting until 65 to retire could cost you the healthiest, most vibrant years of your life. It's a big statement, I know, but I've seen it too many times to ignore. Somewhere along the line, 65 became the default finish line thanks to old Social Security rules, outdated assumptions, but your body doesn't care about round numbers. And if you wait too long, you could step into retirement right as your health starts to slip. Mistakes, you lose your go-go years, the phase where you're still active enough to do whatever it is you want to do, the years where your energy and curiosity are still fully intact. And this hits home for me. I turned 59 this month, and over the last 2 years, I've lost 4 very important things. All of our living parents, which of course was hard, but not completely unexpected, and my right knee, which was extraordinarily unexpected. I ran a marathon at 13, many more as an adult. All the famous ones, Boston, New York, Milwaukee. Up until 2 years ago, I would go to the local 5K and try to bring my family glory by winning an age group medal. If nobody super fast showed up, I'd leave with some hardware, often gold.
Number 715 goes to Daryl Rosen. You got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
I didn't feel it. I'm good. I love it. What do you think? I feel old. Stop it.
My last race, 3rd out of 75 runners. What's up? What's up? Only half were using walkers. Now I'm done. New knee, no running. Now maybe you're thinking, boo-hoo, Daryl, go enter a walkathon or something. That won't be me. I feel great. And maybe that's true for now, but the point isn't just how you feel today. It's how long you'll feel that way. For me, the knee, it happens so quickly. And once your health starts shrinking or just changing, your options do as well. Your healthy years, that's the focus of this video. Welcome to the Retirement Guy channel. I'm Daryl Rosen. My firm, Securement Wealth, helps people just like you plan for and hopefully enjoy retirement. Hopefully. For generations, age 65 has been seen as the official gateway to retirement. It used to be considered full retirement age for Social Security, Medicare eligibility, and countless retirement guides. But here's the honest truth. Retiring at 65 might be the most quietly dangerous financial decision still floating around. Because while you're waiting for a round number to give you permission, life, and more specifically, your healthiest years are passing you by. Your 60s are your prime. Ask any retiree in their 80s and what they regret most, and many will just tell you, I wish I had retired earlier while I still had the energy to enjoy it. That's because your early to mid 60s are often the golden years in the truest sense. Physically capable, mentally sharp, and emotionally ready to reconnect with life outside of work. Retirement researcher Michael Stein coined the phrase go-go years to describe this phase. It's the period right after retirement when people still have the stamina to travel, to pursue their hobbies and experience life more fully. But that window isn't open forever. The risk of chronic health issues, limited mobility, and reduced energy begins climbing quickly in your 70s. Waiting until 65 or later means you may be arriving at retirement just as your energy and health begin to decline. And it's not just about what you can do physically. Your 60s are also a time when curiosity, creativity, and connection are still highly active. You want to try new things, learn skills, deepen relationships. That energy does not last forever. And engaging in creative activities like arts and crafts, things like that, has been linked to a reduced risk of cognitive impairment in older adults. A study in neurology found that seniors who participated in artistic pursuits, well, they were 73% less likely to develop mild cognitive impairment. So one reason people delay retirement is fear. Fear of running out of money, fear of market volatility, fear of making a big mistake. But funny enough, here's the twist. Waiting might actually be the bigger mistake. Let's say you work 5 extra years from 62 to 67. That might give your portfolio more time to grow for sure, but it also means giving up 5 of your most active years. Those years aren't just more vibrant, they're also a lot more valuable. Traveling at 63 is not the same as traveling at 73. Hiking with your spouse, playing with your grandkids while they still have time for you, even just walking pain-free. These things can't be rescheduled. Once they're gone, they're gone. And the irony is many people work those extra years only to realize later they didn't really need to. They'd already saved enough money but hadn't run the numbers clearly. So instead of retiring into freedom, they worked through the years that could have brought them the most joy. And here's something few people factor in. Stress. The longer you work, the longer you stay in a routine that might not be good for your body or your mind. Chronic stress, long commutes, bad bosses, and office politics can take a toll. Many people have told me that they want to work longer to build their financial cushion. I get it, but it can just as easily erode their well-being. The key to a fulfilling retirement isn't just a longer life, it's a longer health span, a life where you feel good, move freely, and live fully. So this is where the concept of this new word health span really matters. Unlike lifespan, which simply measures how long you're going to live, health span focuses on how long you stay healthy. It's about quality, not just quantity. In the book, The Health Span Solution, the authors emphasize that extending your health span, not just your lifespan, should be the ultimate goal, which means staying mobile, independent, and mentally sharp for as many years as possible. And here the connection to retirement. If your health span ends in your early 70s, but you don't retire until 65, you've left yourself very little time to enjoy retirement in full health. Sadly, the Center for Disease Control reports that by age 75, 1 in 3 Americans experience limitations in mobility. Balance issues, arthritis, cardiovascular disease. These things start showing up more frequently in the early 70s. And wait, there's more. Jeff Nobbs makes a powerful case for focusing on health span, not just lifespan in his work. Health span is the number of years we live in good health free from chronic illness or disability. In his article, Troubling Trends in U.S. Healthy Life Expectancy, he highlights something that is actually really concerning. While many countries are seeing improvements in health span, the U.S. is actually moving in the wrong direction. In fact, we're the only developed nation where healthy life expectancy has dropped in recent years. This is a trend usually seen in countries facing war or economic collapse. But our crisis isn't external, it's internal. Nobbs points to rising chronic disease rates and a healthcare system that is built more to treat illness than prevent it. The result? More people are living longer, but not better. He calls for a shift from simply adding years to making those years worth living. And that shift changes the retirement conversation. It's not just how much will I have, but what kind of life will I be able to live? Because retirement isn't just about money, it's about time, and your healthiest time won't last forever. This video is being brought to you by the fine folks at, well, me. I'm bringing you this video, and you can see I put a sport coat on, so what I'm about to say must be important. If you'd like a second look at your finances without the pressure to buy an annuity or to transfer your assets, our flat fee Securement review might be just the ticket. Go to retirementguy.com for more information. Commercial over. Let's take a step back and ask, where did this whole retire at 65 idea come from in the first place? Well, believe it or not, 65 wasn't chosen because it was the healthiest or most strategic time to stop working. It was selected in 1935 when the Social Security Act was signed into law. This was a time when average life expectancy was just 61. Most people didn't even live to see retirement, so the system wasn't designed for you to enjoy 25 or 30 years of freedom. It was designed to support a few years of life if you were lucky enough to make it that far. Fast forward to today, and people are regularly living into their 80s and even their 90s, but we're still sort of basing our retirement expectations on a system built nearly 90 years ago. The disconnect is massive. And here's the real danger. If you treat 65 as the correct retirement age, you might wait longer than necessary because you think that's when you're supposed to go, not because it's the best time for you given your situation. And it's confusing because every year a new headline comes out claiming to reveal the amount you need to retire comfortably. Is it 1 million or $1.5 million or 1.26 million, which it was this year? The truth, there is no universal magic number. It all depends on your lifestyle, where you live, your health, and your spending habits. And here's the dangerous part. That number can become a psychological barrier for many people. They assume they're behind even when they're not. So they keep working, hoping to catch up without realizing they may already be there. I had a client who came in panicked. She thought she was $400,000 short, and we dug into her spending, her Social Security, timing, all her numbers, her housing. We found that she could have retired 2 years earlier. I remember it like it was yesterday. She cried, not from joy, but from the grief of time she couldn't get back. So If you want a better way to think about your number, start with your spending, because it's not just about what you've saved, it's about how you live. Two people could have the exact same portfolio in totally different retirements because one is used to $4,000 a month and the other lives well on $2,500. Your number isn't a scoreboard. It's a reflection of the way you're living your life. So it's easy to focus only on the financial side of retirement, but there's an emotional side too. And it's often overlooked. The longer you stay in the workforce, the more your identity becomes tied to your job title. You get used to that structure, the purpose, the social network. And here's the problem. One day you step away and suddenly there's a void. If you have not prepared emotionally for that shift, it can feel completely jarring. The twist? Retiring early when you're still mentally and physically resilient can actually make that transition go a little smoother for you. You have more energy, more time to build new routines, to explore things you might be interested in and create a sense of purpose outside of the office cubicle. I've seen this time and time again. People who retire earlier adapt faster. They create rhythm in their days, they try new hobbies, they volunteer, they reconnect with family, and they often say, I wish I had done this sooner. Not once have I heard, I wish I had spent more time on spreadsheets and Zoom calls. In fact, in Life After Work, which is a fabulous book by Dr. Douglas Kleiner, his research shows the retirees who proactively develop post-work identities through hobbies, learning, community involvement, they report significantly higher satisfaction, lower incidence of depression and loneliness. So planning for the emotional shift isn't just helpful, it's essential to thriving in retirement. You might imagine, when I make videos like this, people often ask, what if I retire too early and I run out of money? Which of course is a valid concern, but here's another question I think that we should be asking. What if I work too long and run out of health? See, we have systems to protect from running out of money. Social Security, there's flexible withdrawal strategies. We could always spend a little less, part-time income, but we don't have systems that give you back your knees or your energy or those precious years when your grandkids still want to hang out with you. You can always find a way to make more money, but you just can't make more time. And remember, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Many people find freedom in partial retirement, consulting, freelance work, or part-time roles that can bridge the gap between full-time work and full-time leisure. You still earn a little bit, but you reclaim some of your time. Like Sam, a 63-year-old engineer I worked with. He saved well, was just a few years from full retirement, but felt stuck. He worried about leaving too soon and regretting. Meanwhile, his back was killing him, his energy was fading, and he kept pushing off time with his grandkids. Instead of waiting, we made a shift. Sam moved into part-time consulting, just 3 days a week, and that income gave him the confidence to live his life. The real gift? Time. He started spending more time with his wife again. He showed up for those messy, magical mornings with his grandkids, where his daughter always seemed to disappear when there was a full diaper. His work became a part of life. It wasn't all of it. He didn't retire all at once, but he stopped waiting for that someday to occur, and that made all the difference for him. Okay, let's talk turkey. I'm not saying everyone should retire at 58 or you should walk out tomorrow. What I'm saying is you need a plan that fits your life, not just your portfolio. That starts with asking better questions. What do I actually want to do with my time? What's my health like today? And what could it be in 10 years? Could I scale back instead of quitting entirely? And have I done the math, or am I just guessing? With a clear, personalized plan, you might find that retiring before 65 doesn't just work, it works better. At the end of the day, I think the goal of retirement isn't just to hit a number, but it's to live a life that feels meaningful, connected, and free. That doesn't start at 65 by default. It starts when your health, your finances, and your priorities all point to something bigger than just more work. So before you commit to a few more years just to be safe, ask yourself, what's the real risk here, and what might it cost you if you wait too long? You only get one set of go-go years. Use them while they're still yours. If you like this video, you might like this one as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.